Hello students, welcome to AP Biology. I just wanted to record a short video here since we are apart and we need to get going with AP Biology. You do have that test in May that you have the opportunity to earn college credit for. So while I know some of you are out introducing the freshmen to the building, I wanted to go ahead and take a second to introduce myself and get our class going. I hope you had a wonderful first semester from wherever you did your first semester. I know I had students drive the Pacific Coast Highway, so from California, Northern California, Washington, all the way down. We had students just in their houses in Fort Collins. We had students in learning pods at each other's houses. So wherever you did first quarter, I hope that it went swimmingly for you. Second quarter, of course, is bringing us this hybrid model, and we'll just figure out this next part of our adventure. I always love a good adventure, so while this is definitely not the adventure that I would choose backpacking, going to the beach, skiing, a running vacation, what have you. This is the journey and the adventure that we're on. So, without further ado, I'm going to walk you through Google Classroom and just a couple of the introductory assignments that I would like you guys to do. And then I would like you to know who the heck I am, this woman that is going to be teaching you. Obviously, being your in-person teacher will make getting to know me and me getting to know you a little bit easier. So that is kind of nice. The first thing that I'm going to introduce you to, me, is both through Google Classroom and an introduction to me and an assignment. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 here. So things that I love and like and why biology is just super amazing to me is it is actually my undergraduate degree. So we'll just start here. It is actually my undergrad degree. I don't have a degree in education to start. I did not go into college and kind of my adult life thinking, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a teacher. I actually had plans to be a biologist, more specifically to be an environmental scientist, to do research and delve into those aspects of our planet, the life side of our planet. I really do love being outside and I really do enjoy caring for our planet and the things that we can do to restore the imbalances that unfortunately we have caused by living in this planet and the way that we have currently been using our planet. So I'm going to start. This is actually an assignment you guys will do. This is called your Bitmoji Locker. I can't quite remember if Bitmojis are open or closed to you. The Bitmoji is really not the important part of the assignment. It's just kind of fun. I'm a big Bitmoji fan. Anyways, we're going to start down here on the bottom. This actually is a picture of me. This is from this summer. I had the opportunity to work with a group called Volunteers for Outdoor Colorado. And I got to head down to the Rio Grande National Forest and we were looking for beavers. Beavers serve two really important, they make really two important contributions to the ecosystem. They will clean up watersheds. So if we introduce a beaver to a particular area, they will help that area become cleaner. They'll help the waterways become cleaner, and those waterways have spillover effects to every other bit of the ecosystem. And they can clean the water system. So what they're already present, it means that you have a really healthy ecosystem. So what we call beavers are keystone modifiers. They go in and they are really important to that particular ecosystem, either because they're already there, so the ecosystem is probably really clean, or we can put them there and then the ecosystem will become clean. We unfortunately didn't see any beavers. It would have been really cool. I was really hoping we would have seen beavers because 2 of our trails were right on the water. They were literally right next to it. We walked out. We cut down what you're not supposed to do. We did go off trail, but we were going off trail for science. I never recommend walking off the trail, but we did, and we went down and we were able to check out all these areas. Didn't get to see any beavers. That was a bit of a bummer, but really do love being involved in science and science projects. My favorite animal is a bee. I also got to do I've done it for 2 years now, as a study it's at a CSU, and they actually have extensions in every county in the state. But what you do is you go and you just watch bees. You make bee observations, and we're looking at what bees are found in what climates, in what percentage abundance. Do we have various species of bees? Last summer, I actually got to go down again in the Rio Grande National Forest. We were in the Cañejos Canyon, and I got to see the super rare western bumblebee. That actually is my picture. That is not of the western bumblebee. That's just a general, regular, run-of-the-mill, everyday bumblebee. But still really freaking love bees and really love the contributions that they make to our ecosystems and to our planet as a whole. Moving from things that I love in the science world to some other things that I really love, and that is I am a mom of 2 kiddos. I have a 9-year-old and then an 11-year-old, and they both really love, like me, going outside, being outside. We've had some forced hikes, some forced family fun, but they do enjoy it. They always come back and say, yeah, I had a good time, Mom. So 4th grade and 6th grade, my daughter is at Kennard Middle School, if any of you know Kennard, and then my son is at Werner Elementary School. So we do live in South Fort Collins, if you pull that up on a map. I also really enjoy running. If you are a cross-country runner and you are not a senior, you will probably see me around next year. This year with the pandemic was just a bit of a crazy whirlwind, so I took a year off from coaching. At my last school, I was the head cross-country coach and then the assistant track coach specifically for distance. I also love to play the violin. I have not been able to play it very much lately though, because I am also a graduate student. So I'm earning a master's in biology, and my current class, plant physiology, has me incredibly busy. So I haven't been able to play as much, but I do play the violin for fun. And then I thoroughly enjoy reading. That actually is a stack of books that I read this summer, and I am working on another book right now. It's quite nerdy, but I do really enjoy reading. One thing that I'm going to have you guys do in your lockers that's a little different from mine is I want you to place 3 things in the bottom part of your locker here. 3 things that you think that we're going to study this year in biology, or that you're really excited to study. Things that you're just pumped. You're like, I love fill in the blank. And then I want you to give me 3 things that you're like super pumped, super excited to study. I already know what we're going to study. 1, because I'm a wizard like that. This is my 4th year teaching AP biology. I really do love it. But I already know what the curriculum is, so I'm not going to give you any hints, and I really just want to see what you guys are interested in. So in that place in my locker, I place the 3 classes that I teach. So I have in the middle your class, AP Biology. On alternating quarters, I also teach IB, Environmental Systems and Societies. And then all year long, I get to teach this awesome one called regular biology. And if you know anything about the pathways, or you have a younger sibling, I am involved in the entrepreneurship pathway. So for you, because you guys are a little bit older, that probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you, but that is where I am. So that's me. You are going to be making your own locker. So you will see these are just directions that are right here. You are going to make a copy of this slide. So I am assuming at this point you know how to make a copy of the slide. And then you are going to fill your locker just like I have. You're going to tell me about you, and you're going to tell one another about each other. Poudre's a big school. Some of you are going to know each other, and some of you aren't going to know each other. So go ahead, fill that locker in with all sorts of stuff, and tell me about you and what you think we're going to learn in this class. In addition to that, you are going to be working on a bunch of other assignments. So this is your Google Classroom. And what you are going to be doing in this Google Classroom, if you go to classwork, that's seriously is always the easiest place to go. In the bottom, this section right here, introduction or documents for all year, is going to be really important for you guys. I want you to start here, and then when you get confused and lost and you're like, I just don't remember, this is the place that you need to go back to. So the first thing you're going to do is I want you to take a peek at the syllabus. Okay, You're going to look at when everything is, you're going to notice something that's missing, and you're going to notice a whole bunch of things about this course in particular. You need to start there. That is the number one place to start. Every grad class that I have ever taken, every undergrad class that I've ever taken, the syllabus is king. And that is the place that you have to go to first to take a look for all the assignments. How does the class work? There'll be some generic blah, blah, blah. That's customary for every class, but then you need to also make sure that you're looking because there are things that are specific to that particular course. Take a peek for our course. Then you got those locker introductions that you're going to do. There's another activity called teacher hacks. You guys don't know a whole lot about me. Nobody at this school has a whole lot unless you know somebody who's in one of my biology classes, or if you have an IB, environmental science friend, you aren't going to know a whole lot about me. So teacher hacks is previous students, the things that they have said that they wish that they had known walking into a class with me as the teacher. So I'll give you a little introduction to me and how I run class right in there. Self-accountability quiz for you. This really tells me a little bit about you as a learner. So this one's really important for me. It also might just help remind you about those good work habits you're going to need to have in an AP class. There's some digital signups that I would like you to do. There's some programs that we are going to be using. And if you can go ahead and take care of your digital signups, that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. When I say go do XYZ thing, you'll want to have those digital logins already ready to go. If I tell you, hey, go do this Explore Learning or go do this Perusall discussion, and you're like, oh, I didn't sign up for that. It's cool. This will sit here all year, so you can always come back and you can refer to this, and it has the directions for things that you should have. We'll talk about the check-in sheet last. Office hours, those are going to be always on Friday. They're always the same time on Friday. How I run office hours, my regular freshman biology children are just kind of needy because they don't always do the things that I tell them to do when I tell them to do it. So I just run office hours as 1 to 3, a full set time. And I just sit there and yell at my younger children and encourage them with love. I yell with love to get them to do their work. That means you don't need to make an appointment. You can just show up sometime between 1 and 3 to the Google Meet, and you can ask me any questions that you want. Okay? They might be content questions, prepping for a test questions, just general any question, any old question that you have. That I just leave it open. I don't do appointment slots because I just need those children all of the time because they tend to always have makeup and missing work. So that's kind of how that one rolls. That's how I roll with office hours. That's how they'll roll. So you have that. We'll go over that again on Wednesday and then Thursday, but just want to give you a heads up and point that out to you. The last thing I want to talk about is this thing called the check-in sheet. So the check-in sheet is a very important document. This one really tells me where you're at. This has been a crazy 6 months. Like, this has been a trip. There's a lot that's gone on in my life, and I can only imagine that, like, there's things that have gone on in your life. So what I want you to do is you just read through this sheet. How I roll a lot of the times is I will make a document, and then I'll make red boxes. Anytime you see red boxes, that's for you to fill in. You go do those, okay? So just go home, at home, just go through and then fill this in, read everything that's in there. Because we're starting apart, because that's so different and we don't get to see one another, we're gonna have to do some of these things in a slightly different manner than we would normally get to do them. I am super pumped to teach you guys this year. I'm really excited for a lot of our topics. Oh, again, not giving anything away to you. I want to see what you know. I can't wait to meet you guys Wednesday and then the other half of you on Thursday. And we are gonna ride this crazy bumpy AP biology course all the way through for the end of the year. Can't wait to meet you guys.